Imagine being in a room full of people, feeling your chest tightening more and more. Your breathing quickens, your palms start to sweat, and suddenly, the world around you feels overwhelming. For millions of elderly individuals around the world, this isn't just an occasional feeling but a daily battle they face silently. Anxiety doesn't discriminate by age, but it often manifests differently in our golden years, bringing unique challenges that can significantly diminish quality of life when left unaddressed. What if I told you that there are just 3 simple words that, when practiced consistently each morning, could bring remarkable calm to an anxious mind? Words that don't require expensive medications, complicated therapy sessions, or radical lifestyle changes. Just 3 words that, when integrated into your morning routine, can transform how you experience the rest of your day. This centuries-old technique has recently gained scientific backing, with neurological studies confirming what ancient wisdom traditions have known all along: the power of our thoughts to physically alter our brain chemistry and nervous system response. For elderly individuals especially, whose anxiety often stems from health concerns, loss of independence, or feelings of isolation, this technique offers a gentle yet powerful tool that can be implemented regardless of physical limitations or living situations. Today I'm going to share with you not just these 3 transformative words, but exactly how to use them in a way that maximizes their impact. I'll walk you through the science of why they work, real stories of elderly individuals who have experienced profound relief through this practice, and most importantly, the step-by-step morning routine that turns these words from a nice concept into a life-changing habit. Anxiety doesn't have to be your constant companion in your later years. The freedom and peace you seek might be just 3 words away. And the beauty of this approach is in its simplicity. No special equipment needed, no prescriptions to fill, no appointments to keep. Just you, these 3 words, and 5 minutes of your morning. By the end of this video, you'll have a powerful tool that you can begin using tomorrow morning. A tool that thousands of seniors are already using to reclaim their inner tranquility and face each day with renewed confidence and calm. The transformation can be so profound that many describe it as feeling like they've been given a second chance at truly enjoying their golden, free from the grip of constant worry. Welcome back to our channel, where we believe that peace of mind is your birthright at any age. I'm truly grateful that you've chosen to spend this time with me. If you're new here, know that you've just joined a compassionate community of individuals who, just like you, are seeking natural and effective ways to navigate the emotional challenges that can come with aging. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you for your continued trust and for being part of this supportive family we're building together. Your presence here means the world to me, and I'm honored to walk this journey alongside you. As someone who has worked with seniors for over 2 decades, I've witnessed firsthand the silent struggle that anxiety creates in the lives of our elderly loved ones. It's often dismissed as just worrying too much, or considered an inevitable part of aging. But I'm here to tell you that anxiety, at any age, deserves to be addressed with the same care and attention as any physical ailment. Today's video is especially close to my heart, because the technique I'm about to share has brought such profound relief to so many of the wonderful seniors I've had the privilege to work with. What makes me particularly excited to share this with you is that it requires no special skills, no financial investment, and can be done by virtually anyone, regardless of physical limitations or health challenges. So thank you for being here, for your openness to learn, and for your commitment to creating a more peaceful experience in your golden years. Your willingness to try new approaches is the first step toward transformation, and I'm genuinely excited for you to discover the power of these 3 simple words. Today's video isn't about a quick fix or a magical cure. Instead, what I'm sharing comes from a blend of ancient wisdom and modern neuroscience, a practical technique that addresses anxiety at its very root. What makes this approach different is that it doesn't just mask symptoms or provide temporary relief. Rather, it works to gradually rewire how your brain processes stress and worry, creating lasting changes in how you experience your daily life. This is particularly important for seniors, as anxiety in later years often has unique triggers: concerns about health decline, grief over lost loved ones, fears about loss of independence, or worries about being a burden to family members. The 3-word technique we'll explore today specifically addresses these age-related anxiety triggers by working with, rather than against, the natural thought patterns that emerge during this stage of life. Unlike many approaches that require significant lifestyle changes or complex routines, this technique has been specifically adapted to suit the needs and capabilities of older adults. It can be practiced from anywhere, whether you're fully mobile or bedbound, living independently, or in assisted care. And perhaps most importantly, it doesn't interact negatively with medications or other treatments you might be receiving. The nature of this content is both educational and practical. While I'll explain the science behind why these 3 words work so effectively, the real value lies in the straightforward morning routine I'll outline, a routine that transforms theory into tangible results. My goal is that by the end of our time together, you'll not only understand this technique intellectually, but feel confident in your ability to implement in your own life, starting tomorrow morning. Let me share with you the key points we'll cover in today's video, so you know exactly what to expect. First, I'll reveal the 3 powerful words that form the foundation of this anxiety-reducing technique, explaining why these particular words were chosen and the specific neurological impact they have on an aging brain. I'll then walk you through the simple 5-minute morning routine that incorporates these words in the most effective way possible, breaking down each step so that it's crystal clear how to implement this in your own life. Next, we'll explore the fascinating science behind this approach, including recent studies specifically conducted with elderly participants that demonstrate how these 3 words can actually change brain activity patterns associated with anxiety. You'll hear moving testimonials from seniors just like you who have transformed their daily experience using this technique, real stories that illustrate the practical impact this simple practice can have. I'll address common challenges and obstacles that might arise as you begin implementing this technique, providing practical solutions to ensure your success. We'll explore how to personalize the practice to your specific anxiety triggers, as the concerns of someone in their 60s often differ from those in their 80s or 90s. I'll share some important warnings about when this technique should be used alongside professional help, rather than as a replacement for ensuring your safety and well-being remain the priority. You'll learn how to track your progress over time, with simple methods to notice improvements that might otherwise go unrecognized. Finally, I'll provide additional resources and support options for those who wish to deepen their practice or connect with others who are on the same journey. These key points will give you a comprehensive understanding of not just what the 3 words are, but exactly how to use them to maximum effect, ensuring that you have everything you need to begin experiencing relief from anxiety starting tomorrow morning. The 3 transformative words that can help calm an anxious mind are, "This too passes." Now, I know what you might be thinking. Can something so simple really make a difference? The power of these words lies not just in their meaning, but in how they're used, the neural pathways they activate, and the perspective shift they create. Let me explain why these particular words were chosen and why they're especially effective for seniors dealing with anxiety. The word "this" creates immediate presence and acknowledgement. When anxiety strikes, elderly individuals often feel overwhelmed by the vastness of their concerns about declining health that stretch indefinitely the future, fears about losing independence that seem permanent, or grief that feels endless. By focusing on this, we narrow the scope to just the present moment, just this current feeling or situation. This simple shift from an infinite timeline to a specific moment already begins to make anxiety more manageable. The word "too" reminds us of our shared humanity and breaks the isolation that so often accompanies anxiety. It subtly suggests that others have felt this way as well. You are not alone in your experience, not the only person to face these challenges. For many seniors who live alone or have lost their spouse and close friends, this sense of connection, even if implied, can be profoundly comforting. And finally, "passes" introduces the essential truth of impermanence. Nothing, not even the most intense anxiety or the most difficult circumstances, remains forever. This word gently reminds the aging mind that even though some changes in life are permanent, feelings and emotional states are always in flux. This is particularly important for elderly individuals who might feel trapped in their anxiety, or who believe that at their age, no improvement is possible. These 3 words, when used together in the specific morning routine I'll share shortly, create a powerful cognitive framework that helps senior minds process worry differently. Rather than getting caught in the typical anxiety spiral where one fearful thought leads to another and another, this phrase interrupts that pattern and introduces a new mental pathway. Over time, and with consistent practice, these 3 words can actually reshape neural connections in the brain, making the path to calm more accessible and the trap of anxiety less automatic. This is supported by neuroplasticity research, showing that even in advanced age, our brains remain capable of forming new connections and patterns. I need to pause here and ask you something important. What time of day does anxiety usually hit you the hardest? You know, each person feels anxiety uniquely, and sharing this experience can be the first step to understanding it. I know you may have never talked about this with anyone. Maybe you think no one would understand, or that your feelings aren't important, but I want you to know that here, in this space, your experience matters deeply. Leave us a comment below completing the sentence. My anxiety usually appears when. Your courage in sharing might be exactly what another person needs to read today to feel less alone. And in upcoming videos, we'll address specifically those moments you share. This is a community of mutual support, where every word of yours is welcomed with respect and understanding. Many seniors have told me that simply acknowledging when their anxiety typically strikes was an important first step in addressing it effectively. Some find that mornings bring the most intense feelings of worry as they face the uncertainties of the day ahead. Others experience evening anxiety when the distractions of the day fade and thoughts about health or loneliness can become more prominent. By identifying your own anxiety patterns, you'll be better positioned to apply the three-word technique at the times when you need it most. And remember, there's no wrong answer here. Whatever you're experiencing is valid and deserves attention. Your comment might also help us tailor future content to address the specific challenges you're facing. This channel exists to serve you and to create resources that speak directly to your needs. So please, take a moment now to share when anxiety tends to visit you most strongly. Your voice matters here, and your experience could be the lighthouse that guides someone else toward understanding their own journey with anxiety. Now let me walk you through the simple yet powerful morning routine that incorporates these three words in a way that maximizes their impact. This routine takes just 5 minutes, making it practical even for those with busy schedules or limited energy. The best time to practice is immediately upon waking, before the day's worries have a chance to take hold. First, find a comfortable seated position. This could be on the edge of your bed, in a favorite chair, or wherever feels most accessible and comfortable for your body. If mobility is limited, this can be done lying down as well. The important thing is that you're comfortable and in a position you can maintain for a few minutes without discomfort. Begin by taking 3 slow, deep breaths. Breathe in through your nose for a count of 4, hold briefly, and then exhale through your mouth for a count of 6. This simple breathing pattern activates your parasympathetic nervous system, which helps counteract the stress response that feeds anxiety. For many seniors, this breathing alone can help ease physical symptoms like a racing heart or tight chest. Next, place one hand on your heart and one on your belly. This physical touch serves 2 important purposes. It grounds you in your body, bringing awareness away from racing thoughts, and it triggers the release of oxytocin, often called the comfort hormone, which naturally reduces anxiety. This step is especially beneficial for elderly individuals who may be experiencing a lack of nurturing touch in their daily lives. Now, gently close your eyes and notice any sensations of anxiety present in your body. Where do you feel tension or discomfort? Perhaps it's a tightness in your chest, a knot in your stomach, or a heaviness in your shoulders. Simply notice these sensations without judgment, acknowledging them. Many seniors find that this step alone, simply acknowledging their anxiety, rather than trying to push it away, already brings some relief. Then, slowly repeat the 3 words to yourself. This too passes. Say them either silently or in a soft whisper, 3 times in a row. As you say each word, really feel its meaning. With this, bring awareness to the specific anxiety you're experiencing right now. With 2, remember that countless others have navigated similar feelings and survived. With passes, visualize the anxiety as a cloud moving across the sky of your present now, but certain to move on. After repeating the phrase 3 times, sit quietly for another minute, allowing the words to sink in. Notice any shifts in how you feel, however subtle. Perhaps the tension in your chest has eased slightly, or your breathing has become a bit deeper. These small changes are significant and worth acknowledging. Finally, set an intention to return to these words throughout your day whenever anxiety arises. You might want to write the phrase on a small card to keep in your pocket or by your bedside as a reminder. Some seniors find it helpful to set alarms on their phone to prompt them to repeat the practice briefly at different points during the day. The entire routine should take about 5 minutes, making it manageable even on difficult mornings. What makes this practice especially suitable for elderly individuals is its simplicity and flexibility. It requires no special equipment, can be done regardless of physical limitations, and can be adapted to various living situations, including assisted living facilities or nursing homes. The science behind why these 3 words work is fascinating, particularly in relation to the aging brain. Recent neurological research has shown that anxiety disorders in seniors often involve hyperactivity in the amygdala, the brain's fear center, coupled with reduced function in the prefrontal cortex, which normally helps regulate emotional responses. This physiological pattern can make older adults more vulnerable to anxiety, especially when facing the unique stressors of aging. When you practice the "this too passes" technique consistently, several important changes begin to occur in your brain. First, functional MRI studies have shown that mindfulness practices involving acceptance phrases like these actually decrease activity in the amygdala. For seniors, this means the brain's alarm system becomes less reactive to triggers that would normally spark anxiety. Simultaneously, regular practice strengthens neural pathways in the prefrontal cortex, enhancing your brain's natural ability to regulate emotion. This is particularly valuable for older adults, as it helps counteract the normal age-related changes that can make emotional regulation more challenging. The phrase also works with your brain's neuroplasticity, the ability to form new neural connections throughout life. Contrary to outdated beliefs, research now confirms that even in our 80s and 90s, our brains remain capable of creating new pathways. When you repeatedly pair the experience of anxiety with the calming response of this phrase, you're essentially rewiring your brain's automatic response to stress triggers. A particularly relevant study published in the Journal of Gerontology found that brief mindfulness practices like this one led to significant reductions in anxiety symptoms among adults over 65, with improvements in sleep quality and blood pressure as secondary benefits. The researchers noted that the simplicity of the practice was key to its effectiveness with elderly participants, as it didn't overwhelm them with complex instructions or requirements. What's more, these 3 words engage both the analytical left brain and the intuitive right brain, creating a whole brain response to anxiety. The logical meaning of the words satisfies the left hemisphere, while the rhythmic, almost poetic quality of the phrase engages the right hemisphere. This dual activation helps break the cycle of rumination that often characterizes anxiety in the elderly. It's also worth noting that repetition of the phrase stimulates the vagus nerve, a crucial part of your parasympathetic nervous system that helps control anxiety responses. Many seniors experience reduced vagal tone with age, which can contribute to increased anxiety. The deep breathing paired with the gentle repetition of these words helps restore healthy vagal function, bringing your nervous system back into balance. For many elderly individuals, certain situations reliably trigger anxiety: doctor appointments, financial discussions, thoughts about the future, or concerns about becoming dependent on others. The 3-word technique can be adapted specifically for these common triggers, making it even more effective. For medical anxiety, which affects many seniors, try practicing the technique before doctor appointment. One 78-year-old participant in our program, Margaret, used to experience such severe anxiety before medical checkups that her blood pressure readings were artificially elevated, leading to unnecessary medication adjustments. After implementing the "this too passes" technique for just 2 weeks, she reported feeling significantly calmer during appointment, and her doctor noted more accurate, lower blood pressure. For financial worries, which often intensify in retirement, the technique can be paired with specific visualizations. Robert, an 83-year-old widower, found that saying "this too passes" while visualizing his financial concerns as papers being neatly filed away helped him contain anxieties that previously kept him awake at night. For concerns about loss of independence, which many seniors identify as their greatest fear, the technique can be paired with small acts of self-sufficiency. Helena, 91, practices the 3 words each morning while making her own breakfast, a simple act that reminds her of her continuing capabilities despite needing assistance in other areas. For grief and loneliness, which can trigger profound anxiety in later years, many seniors find it helpful to hold a photograph of loved ones while practicing the technique. This creates an emotional anchor that makes the words even more meaningful. James, 86, who lost his wife of 60 years, keeps her picture by his bedside and includes her in his morning practice, saying, "She would tell me the same thing. This too passes." For sleep anxiety, a common issue among the elderly, the technique can be modified for bedtime use. Many seniors find that repeating "this too passes" as they lie down helps quiet the racing thoughts that often delay sleep onset. Martha, 75, who previously relied on sleep medication, now uses the technique nightly and reports falling asleep more quickly and returning to sleep more easily when she wakes during the night. The flexibility of this technique makes it adaptable to virtually any anxiety trigger common in later years, from fears about falling to worries about being a burden to family members. Now, let's explore how you can apply this technique to specific age-related anxiety situations that many seniors face. Retirement transition anxiety is common, as the sudden shift from a structured working life to open days can be disorienting and trigger existential questions. Practice the 3 words each morning while visualizing one meaningful activity you'll engage in that day, no matter how small. This pairs the calming phrase with positive action, creating a powerful antidote to the "what's my purpose now" anxiety many newly retired individuals experience. For anxiety related to moving to assisted living or downsizing, which represents a major life transition for many elderly people, the technique can be adapted to focus on continuity amidst change. Practice saying "this too passes" while holding or looking at one cherished possession that's making the move with you. This grounds the technique in the concrete reality that while circumstances change, your identity and what matters most continues. For technology anxiety, which affects many seniors as they try to keep up with increasingly digital services and family communications. Pair the 3 words with one small technology-related accomplishment each day, whether it's successfully making a video call or sending a text message. Acknowledging these successes while practicing the technique helps build confidence and reduce the overwhelming feeling that technology often creates. Fear of falling, a major anxiety trigger that can actually increase fall risk by creating tension and hesitation, can be addressed by practicing the 3 words before getting out of bed or attempting to walk. Many physical therapists now recommend this approach alongside traditional fall prevention strategy, as reducing anxiety improves balance and coordination. End-of-life anxieties, though perfectly natural, can become overwhelming for some seniors. The "this too passes" technique has been successfully implemented in palliative care settings, where it helps patients distinguish between productive preparation and unproductive worry about the end of life. The phrase acknowledges the transient nature of all experiences, bringing comfort when contemplating life's biggest transition. Memory loss concerns, which trouble many aging individuals even when they're experiencing normal age-related changes rather than dementia, respond well to this technique. Practicing the 3 words when you've forgotten something helps reduce the spiral of anxiety that often follows these moments and actually improves cognitive function by reducing stress hormones that interfere with memory. The most important revelation about anxiety that many seniors discover through this practice is that anxiety itself isn't dangerous. While uncomfortable, anxious feelings are simply information from your body and mind, not emergencies requiring immediate escape. This perspective shift is transformative for many elderly individuals who have spent decades their anxiety was either a character flaw or a medical emergency. Understanding that anxiety, like all emotional states, naturally rises and falls, helps create the mental space needed for the 3-word technique to work effectively. When you truly internalize that anxiety, by its very nature, cannot remain at peak intensity forever, you remove the fear that often compounds the original anxiety. This is particularly relevant for seniors who may have developed patterns of anxiety avoidance that limit their activities and quality of life. Another crucial revelation is the difference between productive and unproductive worry. Productive worry leads to specific actions that address concrete problems, scheduling a doctor's appointment for a concerning symptom, for example, or reviewing your budget with a financial advisor if money is tight. Unproductive worry, by contrast, cycles endlessly without leading to meaningful action. Repetitive thoughts about what might happen to your health years from now or how your children might struggle after you're gone. The "this too passes" technique helps elderly individuals distinguish between these 2 types of worry, interrupting the unproductive cycle while allowing the productive concerns to motivate appropriate action. For many seniors, the most profound revelation is discovering that they aren't powerless against anxiety, regardless of their age or circumstances. Many elderly people have lived with anxiety for so long that they've come to see it as an inevitable companion in late life. When they experience the shift that comes from consistent practice of this technique, they often describe it as feeling young again in their mind, even as their body continues to age. This renewed sense of agency over their emotional experience can have far-reaching effects, improving not just mental health but physical well-being and social engagement as well. Perhaps the most important revelation is that consistent small practices often yield better results than occasional intensive interventions. The daily 5-minute routine with these 3 words generally proves more effective than hour-long sessions done sporadically. This is especially encouraging for seniors who may have limited energy or attention span due to age-related changes. Additional information that supports the effectiveness of this technique includes recent findings about the relationship between chronic anxiety and physical health in the elderly. Research published in the Journal of the American Geriatrics Society found that untreated anxiety in seniors correlates with increased risk of cardiovascular problems, reduced immune function, and even accelerated cognitive decline. This makes addressing anxiety not just a matter of comfort, but of overall health and longevity. Simple interventions like the 3-word technique can therefore have far-reaching health benefits beyond their immediate calming effect. It's also worth noting that many medications commonly prescribed to elderly individuals for various health conditions can actually increase anxiety as a side effect. Beta blockers, steroids, thyroid medications, and certain respiratory drugs can all contribute to anxiety symptoms. The 3-word technique provides a non-pharmacological approach that doesn't add to medication burden or create new side effects, an important consideration for seniors already managing multiple prescriptions. Social factors significantly impact anxiety in the elderly as well. Research shows that social isolation increases the risk of anxiety disorders by 24% in adults over 65. While the 3-word technique doesn't directly address isolation, The calming effect it produces often makes seniors more likely to engage socially, creating a positive cycle of reduced anxiety and increased connection. Cultural differences in how anxiety is experienced and expressed are also relevant. In some cultures, elderly individuals may be reluctant to acknowledge psychological distress, instead reporting physical symptoms like headaches or stomach problems. The beauty of the three-word technique is that it can be applied to physical manifestations of anxiety, without requiring the user to identify their experience as anxiety per se. This makes it accessible across various cultural contexts. Sleep quality and anxiety form a bidirectional relationship in older adults, with poor sleep exacerbating anxiety and anxiety disrupting sleep. The three-word technique, when practiced before bedtime, can help break this cycle. Many seniors report that incorporating the practice into their bedtime routine has improved both sleep onset and sleep maintenance, creating another positive feedback loop for overall well-being. Finally, it's important to acknowledge that while this technique is highly effective for many seniors, it works best as part of a holistic approach to wellness that includes appropriate medical care, social engagement, physical activity, and good nutrition. The three words provide a powerful tool, but they work most effectively when supported by other healthy lifestyle factors. If you identified with what we talked about today, and you're looking for natural ways to calm your mind and live with more peace, our channel is a safe space created especially for you. Each week, we share simple and effective techniques that have helped thousands of people recover their inner peace. We're together on this journey, and every step you take toward wellness matters. Click the subscribe button below and activate notifications to receive our videos as soon as they're published. Remember, you don't need to face anxiety alone, and small changes can make a big difference in your quality of life. Our upcoming videos will explore additional techniques specifically designed for seniors dealing with anxiety, including gentle movement practices that can be done from a seated position, nutrition approaches that support brain health and emotional balance, and social connection strategies that work even for those with limited mobility or who live alone. We'll also be featuring interviews with elderly individuals who have successfully managed their anxiety using various natural approaches, providing both inspiration and practical wisdom from those who truly understand what you're going through. One of our most anticipated upcoming videos will address how to talk to healthcare providers about anxiety when you feel they aren't taking your concerns seriously, a common frustration for many older adults. We'll provide specific language and approaches that help ensure your emotional well-being gets the attention it deserves. For those who care for an elderly loved one experiencing anxiety, we'll be sharing supportive strategies that preserve dignity while providing meaningful assistance. These resources will be valuable for family caregivers and professional care providers alike. By subscribing today, you'll join a community of thousands of seniors and those who care about them, all working toward the same goal: finding peace of mind through natural, accessible approaches that honor the wisdom and unique needs of older adults. Before we wrap up today's video, I'd like to invite you to take this practice even deeper by sharing your experience with others. If you found value in the three-word technique we explored today, consider teaching it to a friend who might also benefit. There's something powerful about sharing these simple tools with others. Not only does it help them, but it reinforces your own practice and creates a supportive community around these principles. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, as this helps our content reach more people who might be struggling with similar challenges. The simple act of liking a video can literally change someone's life by connecting them with the information they need at just the right time. Your engagement truly matters. We'd also love to hear about your experience with the three-word technique in the comments section. What changes did you notice after implementing this practice for a week? Were there specific situations where you found it particularly helpful? Your insights might be exactly what another viewer needs to hear to feel inspired to try the technique themselves. Remember that this channel exists to serve you and to create a community where seniors can find practical solutions to the challenges of anxiety. Every comment, like, and share helps strengthen this community and extends its reach to others who might be suffering in silence. If there are specific aspects of anxiety you'd like us to address in future videos, please let us know in the comments section. Your suggestions directly influence the content ensuring that it remains relevant and helpful to your specific needs. Finally, if you know someone who might benefit from this information, perhaps a friend who's been struggling with anxiety, or a family member caring for an elderly loved one, please consider sharing this video with them. Sometimes, the greatest gift we can give is a tool that brings a little more peace into someone's life. As we come to the close of our time together today, I want to leave you with a thought that has comforted countless seniors on their journey with anxiety. You have already survived every anxious moment you've ever experienced. Every racing heart, every sleepless night, every worried thought. You made it through each one. That resilience isn't coincidental. It's a strength you've been building throughout your entire life. The 3 words we explored today, "this too passes," are simply a way of reminding yourself of the wisdom you already possess deep within. The challenges of aging bring with them unique anxieties, it's true, but they also bring perspective, experience, and a depth of understanding that younger generations haven't yet acquired. Your anxiety doesn't define you. It's merely one thread in the rich tapestry of your life experience. As you begin incorporating these 3 words into your mornings, be gentle with yourself. Some days the practice will feel transformative. Other days, it might seem to make little difference. This variation is normal and part of any learning process, especially when it involves rewiring thought patterns that may have been in place for decades. What matters most is consistency and self-compassion along the way. Remember that you're not alone on this journey. Every morning, thousands of seniors around the world are practicing these same 3 words, creating a kind of invisible community of support that transcends physical location. May your practice bring you increasing moments of peace, and may you rediscover the quiet joy that anxiety often obscures but can never truly take away. Until our next video, I wish you calm mornings, peaceful days, and restful nights. You deserve nothing less. Thank you for your attention, your openness, and your willingness to try something new. Your presence in this community matters, and your well-being matters even more.